I do apologize. I am doing laundry this morning. I should have just did it I did do it last night, but I'm doing laundry this morning too. So yeah, I needed to let that know if you hear them little pops in the background. Also going to be discussing some denouncements. Good morning, my Noviae bookies. Hi, good morning. It is the Lord's Day. It is Sunday. Isn't that crazy that today is Sunday and I'm talking about this on a Sunday? I had already recorded this video, but I just felt like I kind of rushed through it when I recorded it. My base was mainly like, you know, my spiritual journey, but I kind of wanted to do it again. And this time I am also going to be discussing some denouncements. So first and foremost, if you have not commented, liked, subscribed, you better get into it. We're about to make a year here on YouTube. We're at 95 subscribers. So I just need 5, you know, let me hit the hundo. Let me just hit the hundo. Subscribe, share, do whatever you need to do, but definitely just, yeah, we need to make it to 100. I'm gonna feel a little better about myself and feel like I've been doing a good thing when I make it to 100. So first and foremost, I just want to basically talk about what an opinion is. Opinion is like a view or judgment like formed against a situation, whether it's somebody, something, whatever the case may be. And I really wanted to point out what an opinion was, because I think with this whole situation of the denouncements, a lot of people are forgetting that other people are entitled to their own opinion. Other people are allowed to have their own opinion. And for me, yeah, I'm just gonna get into what I need to get into throughout this video. So just subscribe. But no, sit back, relax, and now we about to start the ride on this nice, beautiful Noviae World roller coaster. So I just want to get into my spiritual journey, and I feel like it's so, I just know that this was supposed to happen today because today is Sunday. And I'm also officially, I know y'all probably didn't know, but I am not officially partnered with Forward City Church. Hold on. I'm going too fast. Let's rewind. So last year in July, I participated in a blackout fashion show for one of my new brothers. And while participating, a lot of people from the church were also, you know, either modeling, helping with content, helping assist, etc. The day of the fashion show, we had a young lady who was actually transitioning when she was like moving. She basically was moving to another state. So this was like her last weekend, you know, she had stayed to help with the fashion show. She actually was getting us together with our outfits, and I really loved her. Like, I still love her. She was great. So the fashion show was done. The fashion show was completely over. And I remember a lot of people that I see at the church now covering her and just praying over her. And I'm looking as more and more people are walking, and I'm in the space of where like all of this is happening. And the friend that I was with that modeled with me, I'm looking like, should we join? Like, what should we do? Like, I didn't know what was happening. So I joined the circle, and clearly it was a prayer circle over her. I seen people crying. I seen people, you know, everybody was just doing different prayers. And something about that specific moment, it did something to me. It was like a spark that I didn't, you know, understand clearly, but it was like like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening, but I would love to see like where this would take me personally, spiritually, you know, everything. So that was July. Between the time of July and December, I was very strongly like embedded in work. not because I was forced to be at work, but because for some reason work became my safe place. Not only because of the finances that I was making, you know, doing overtime, but like I didn't have to face reality like outside of work. So work became like, oh, I'll stay at work till 12 a.m., come back at 7 a.m. and do a full, like, I'll work 7 days straight. I'll come here on Sundays. I'll do this. I'll do that. I made work my covenant. So after that, we like, when December came and y'all seen that I did my Vlogmas, I spoke more about trying to get into church. And I just knew, like, I had texted my new brother. I was like, I just want you to know, soon I'm going to be coming to the church. And he was like, it's going to be life-changing for you. Like, I know it's going to be life-changing for you. So I remember this weekend, my AKA Founders Day weekend. And I had Saturday, I got my hair done, went out with my Alliance sisters and my Neo. And then Sunday came, and I remember what I wore too. I wore this nice Tommy Hilfiger cardigan, a white under bodysuit, some baggy pants, and my pandas. So cute. So I seen that they had 11:30 service. Of course, that's the one that I was gonna go to. But y'all, I wanted to make sure I was on time because I felt like, I just feel like when you're going somewhere for the first time and you don't know exactly what you're doing and where you're going in the place, you need to be a little bit more on time. That way you know where you navigating yourself to. So I parked in Overflow and I ended up getting on the shuttle bus. I went inside. Everybody was just so welcoming, like welcome, welcome, welcome. I didn't really have conversation with anybody because I feel like when I watch people come in now, you know, they be so excited to say, hey, I'm a newcomer, I'm a first comer, etc. So I didn't do that. And when people be like, Club 2 Notch, baby, it felt like a big club. First of all, there's lines to, you know, you get in line. You got to figure out which line you get into. And I just walked into a line. Mind you, the people that I was on the shuttle bus with, they were kind of like split, like in front of me and behind me type ordeal. And a lot of people were just walking up to me like, hey, I like your outfit. And I'm just looking at everybody like within like my circumference, the way everybody was dressing, the way everybody just looked, the atmosphere, how everyone was talking to each other, smiling to each other. And I'm just like, okay, like I'm feeling, you know, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I did have a little wait because I got there at 11:02, honey. I remember that time. It was at 11:02 when I stepped my foot up in that line. I was like, well, I could work on my content right now while I'm waiting in line. So I'm working on my content, and then we start moving. So as we start moving to go inside, I remember coming in on the left door, not the far left door where the first time visitors come, but the left door when you have the two options to come into the sanctuary. And when I came in, the lady that was serving at the time, I guess they needed somebody to sit in the front. And it was okay because the people that were on the shuttle bus with me kind of wanted to sit next to each other, and I'm by myself, so it's just like I'll move, like I volunteer as tribute, I'll move. So I'm sitting dead smack in the front, first time here, I'm up there by myself, I'm sitting there in the dead smack front. You know, if you've been to Forward City, you kind of know how the flow goes of the program. You have, you know, two people come, introduce, the recap, you know, what's going on, they give special announcements. During this special announcement, I hear, do we have any first time visitors? I look to my left, it's a full-blown side of first-time visitors. So I'm looking like, I'm in the wrong seat. But I'm like, no, I ain't in no wrong seat because God placed me here for a reason. You hear me? But I was just like, dang, like, I didn't even know it was like a whole thing. Like, you feel me? For first-time visitors. So, whole time I'm sitting in front. They did a prayer. And then they said, let's worship. But I'm watching as everybody is coming up to the altar. So I'm just like, what is going on? So they start, you know, praising and worshiping. If you know how sometimes Forward City goes, you know, you have your real good, like, up-tempo type of worship song first. And then, you know, you ease the way down. Like, you go to a nice little medium. And then you go to, you know, the more slow praise and worship songs. So when I forgot what song was played, but I just remember as I'm listening to the words, because they let you see the lyrics up on the projector screens and everywhere you need to see them, I busted out into tears. Those tears were just flowing. They were flowing like beautiful waterfalls, Niagara waterfalls at that. And I really just didn't expect to be hit and touched the way I did that first day. And it's so crazy because Pastor Travis Green, he wasn't there that weekend. It was actually his birthday weekend, and he was out of town, so we had another pastor come and fill in. And that pastor that day, all I remember was 10 years, one day. Like, that's all I kept remembering from that day was 10 years, one day, accelerate, accelerate, accelerate. That service alone was just so monumental to me. I was crying the whole time. Like, my head was pounding so bad from how much I was crying, because it's one thing to go to church, you get a good word. And let me make this very clear too. I am a lukewarm Christian. I am not to the level where, I could tell you, John, I'm not there yet. I will get there, but I'm just not there yet. But for me to feel so empowered by not only the people that were just coming and speaking, just to feel so, worthy in a space, just crying. And mind you, I'm on the screen, the big 2-3 jumbo screens, crying. I'm looking up oh my gosh, they got me on the screen crying. But it wasn't even about me crying. It was about me feeling safe in a place where I'm watching people come and comfort me. There were so many. This man came and sat, and he was supposed to be actually serving, and he just stayed with me the entire time. And he was just he was like, you got it. When they be turn to your neighbor and tell your neighbor, he was like, listen, I understand, you got it, it's okay. He kept getting me tissue, it was so comforting. And I was like, oh, I'm definitely coming back next week. I'm coming back. I didn't come back next week because I was out of town. But after that, I think there's only been 2 days I've missed since the year started of church. 2 days. I've only missed 2 days since the year has started that I've missed church. And I'm not even going to really say that I've missed church that second time, because on the way back to Columbia, I was watching the entire church service. So that first time, it was okay, cool. So now we're going to fast forward. I'm going to church. I'm starting to get really acquainted. I'm starting to really just listen more. I got my Bible. I have my Bible on my phone, and I have my actual physical Bible. I'm highlighting. I'm taking notes. I'm just doing things that are different. And I'm looking at, how I'm kind of responding to things. I'm not responding to things the way I used to. I'm not really, going out and doing things that I'm used to. And for Lent, I decided to give up alcohol and eating red meat. But even prior to Lent, that was the goal for Lent, but I had already started giving it up before Lent had officially started. So we had Jordan Sunday, and I felt cute. I felt real cute. My hair, that's when I did the burgundy updo, but then I brought it down. I curled my hair in some long curls. I did an all black outfit with my 2 different color fives, and I felt cute. I felt so cute. I went in, I got me a front row seat. I'm sorry, I'm a front row seat type of girl when it comes down to church. That's just me. That assigned, unassigned seat, that's how I feel about the unassigned, assigned front row for Cassie. That's just how I feel. So I got to church, and when I went to church, I'm in the front row, and it's this song, Been So Good, and that song has really been my song, for me. That is my go-to church song. I could listen to that song and be reminded, I'm grateful for how I'm able to wake up every morning. I'm grateful for how, God pushes me, make sure my bills get paid, make sure I'm looking the way I'm looking, everything that I have at this moment, God has been so good to me. He has been so good to me. And I remember, because people were also getting baptized that day, Pastor Travis PT coming on stage. And when he came on stage, in the middle of us, praise and worshiping, I heard, can we, basically take a moment for, mind you, I'm already at the edge of crying, because I cry every time I go to church. If I don't cry when I go to church, to me something ain't right, because I cry every time I go to church. So all I hear is, can we take a moment for the people that have, contemplated on suicide and have been depressed. And when I tell you everything came. For the people personally, the people that know me personally, everybody knows the different levels that I've been in life. In college, if I went through breakups, even after college, I suffered that the most. Like, I suffered that the most. When I've felt, and the crazy thing is, I'm not necessarily the person that always shows like what is hindering me in my life, because I feel like I'm always that strong friend for everybody, so I need to be an example. And it's not in me to beg for help at all, like from anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. So even my mama, like, it doesn't even matter who it is. That's just not me. So I felt all of that weight, because once upon a time I was a person on several occasions that wanted to commit suicide. So for me, it touched me, like, and as I'm crying, I hear the tears are okay, like, and I'm listening to him talk, and I'm feeling the hands on me from the people that are sitting around me, you know, and I just release. But prior to us getting there, I told y'all the way that the program goes for the day is they give us announcements before we officially start service, right? I forgot why I was on my phone. I really felt like, because I looked cute that day, like it was just like let me get my hair, let me, fix myself up, let me, do a little one too. In church at that, it was just weird. Into the announcements, they're giving us announcements for missions conference, they're giving us, what they're doing, so, giving your seed, everything. All I hear is, also, if you are a dancer who is interested in dancing and want to dance for Easter, scan the QR code. Y'all, I'm over here paying attention to myself. I'm like, dance? QR code? I missed the QR code. When I tell you I was pissed, I was pissed. So I'm like, you know what? I am subscribed to, the notification, so hopefully an email is sent. Mind you, auditions was next week. So I'm like, I hope I don't miss like the announcement, and I got to make sure I pay attention. But I was really pissed at myself, because I'm over here fondling with myself, thinking I look cute because it's Jordan Sunday. And the whole time I missed the announcement I really needed. So that was Jordan Sunday. Boom. I got through that service. I had a lot of hands. I had a lot of people hovering, like covering me, like just making me feel, better about myself that day. And I was able to, register for auditioning at the church for Easter. And I think what a lot of people, when I would be like, I'm auditioning, they'd be like, for God, like you have to audition to like dance for God, like worship for God. And the experience, the professional in me understood that part. If you're a performer, you understand why auditions are important. You understand why certain things are in place. So the way everybody else was looking at it, I wasn't looking at it like that. I completely understood, and I'm glad we had auditions, because it's stuff like that I like. I did the audition. I really got to get on top of that. I did the audition, and when I did the audition, I'm not gonna hold y'all, I was a little like scared. Like, I was like, when I got there, I felt out of place. We were learning to dance, and we had to actually learn like the words. Like, they made us listen to the words, and people are like going around, and like we're all going around in a circle. Well, I got called on first, y'all. I was so embarrassed. They was like, so what does the song mean to you? And I'm just looking like, I just picked out what I heard, and I was like, the part where he was like, I was lost, but now I'm found. Like, I was just looking like that, and they put me on the spot. We had to break off to go over the dance before we did the actual audition. And I remember this part right here. It's like this, right? This was Cassie. Y'all know me. I come from a majorette, hip hop, seductive, sensational background. Like, real, but it wasn't that. And all I heard was Essence when we were doing this. She said, also another thing, it's a hair, it's a scoop. Please do not fill up on yourself. And I'm just looking like, ooh, she talking to me. I just feel so completely out of place. So after when we had basically like, did our auditions, I was a little scared. I'm not gonna hold you. I was like, I don't know. They might not call me. I don't know. They might not call me. So we ended up basically getting the phone calls over the weekend. I remember I was at my line sister's baby shower. We were at the table. They was like talking, and I literally got that phone call right then and there. And my Buki Trey, she had called, and she was like, I just want you to know that you made it. You're an amazing dancer. This is when practice is. This is the times. Just saying your sizes. And I was just so happy. Like, I was so happy. Not just because I was dancing, but I'm like, oh my goodness, like I'm really like getting real active with church. Like, I'm just so happy. We ended up having practices all month long. But one thing that I can say about Forward City Church just in general. Just because we have things that we are preparing for, that does not mean they don't hold us accountable for doing our due diligence when it comes down to being innerly connected with God. They had me on a Bible plan, and I'm not gonna hold you, I was really proud of myself because I did it was 16 days. I did every single day. I looked at my word, I listened to videos, I watched videos. I was commenting. It was like discussion posts because we'll all chat about, what the word meant to us or how we reflected on our past life or what we do. And it was like discussion posts because we'll say how we felt, but we'll also be able to see how everybody else felt. And that was the accountability part that I felt like I needed for me to start getting more active in reading my Bible. You know what I mean? So I felt like the Easter performance was just more than just I'm coming up on stage and I'm worshiping for God. Like, no, like I literally was so invested in what the words meant, how they got to where they were at and what it meant for me. Like they kept reminding us, y'all not doing this for us, y'all not, doing this for yourself, you're doing this for God, and you're inspiring other people that are going to be watching you, like, what it was like for what it meant to have Jesus resurrected, and him put on the cross and how he died for our sins. So it was just such between practices in between me having to get my cardio together, because I'm not gonna hold you, thank you God for church, because they got me back in the gym real full blown and active. It was just so many things that were just, leading up, and to have my people come, I'm all for everybody supporting me when it comes down to my content, when it comes down to, casting over sips, when it comes down to everything else in my life. But to be there, show up, watch, and just send me messages about everybody seeing how involved I got with church, it meant more to me than I don't think anybody can ever understand or will ever understand for real. Well, no, let me also say too, after we were done the third service, because I danced, I praised and worshiped for 3 services Easter Sunday, 3. After we were finished and I went to change, the people that were over, like, the choreography, Essence and Mish, they were just basically telling me that, like, of course they loved me, but there were so many people that recognized me, like, for my performance wise. And at that church, it's not necessarily you perform, it's you execute and worship. So just bear with me as I'm going back and forth with words, because it's not that I'm hesitating on my words. It's just the way that, how they address and articulate on certain things. I'm still also, gradually growing into that. So basically, a lot of people recognized me because of the passion that I put through with, the song, the moves, just everything, and how I was inspiring to other people. And I cried so bad when they told me that, because, like, again, I told y'all when I auditioned, I felt out of place. Like, I felt completely out of place. It was just sometimes when you are a person that just wants to be the energy that everybody feeds off of, the light that everybody shines off of, you don't give yourself much credit as to what you're doing, because it's not that you don't want to hear it from somebody else. You just don't want to have anybody feel out of place. And at one of those practices, that's how I felt. I cried so bad after that practice because, one, I was in pain because I was sick during Easter. And 2, because somebody else around me to feel less of themselves, because I'm not going to say dance is not my passion. I just feel like I'm not the best dancer, especially when it comes down to technical work. Like, I wasn't pushed as much when it came to technical work, whether it was in high school or college. Like, neither one pushed me beyond my expectations of what I thought a technical dancer was supposed to be. And because I'm tall and I was like I'm tall, I just feel like my moves kind of look real stiff because it's like elongated. Whereas somebody that's probably height different than me can have more access to kind of do moves. Like, I'm a pump it up type of girl. I got good energy, you feel me? But being in certain places with certain moves, I can be very sloppy sometimes. And that's just a me thing. We finished, the praise and worship performance. So as time is also going, we finished, the praise and worship performance church. And we got a text message. We got put in a group chat and it was like, you've been selected to perform for Permissions Conference. So I was like, cool. Another one. Thank you. That's exactly how I was. I was like, another one. Thank you. But the same week, I also got called because they had a photo shoot for the Permissions Conference merch. And y'all seen the behind the scenes, y'all. I think I was just so blessed that I got called because, again, it's and being around the people from church, I feel like it's certain things that in my character that I know that I can and cannot do. But I also feel like I could just be myself. My usual energized bunny, serving, just laughing, just everything. Even with Dr. Jackie Green, PJ, I had seen Essence, I heard Essence's voice, but I guess she was just discussing content with PJ while she was getting her makeup done. And I just walked in the room and I was just like, hey, everybody, I'm just looking like it was nothing. But it's not that I don't try to not know my place with certain things. It's just I am such a social butterfly. I could be very, timid and quiet, but I can also be a person to walk in a room and just want to just hug on people, love on people, and do all of that. I think that's just me. That's just a me thing. I just love being high energy, honey. But yeah, my spiritual journey has just been more so handling my load of my mental and emotional, I call them disabilities, over to God. And I really realized that this past month, how much, I have grown when it comes down to handling situations. A lot has happened this month. And nobody would have been able to see what has happened because of the simple fact that, I'm always smiling. I'm always at work. I'm always doing what I need to do. I'm just always in the element of life don't stop. This is not college where I don't have to go to class and I could just do my work. No, this is, if I don't go to work, my bills are not going to get paid, So I'm just so happy and glad that God, especially this past month, because baby, this month started off terrible. And I was pushing it through because it was my birthday, but baby, this month started off terrible. I'm just happy that God has been able to guide me and show me that he has been really taking care of my mental disabilities, because at any given day this month, I could have cracked. I could have just completely broke. It could have just been over. I'm not going to hold you. That's how much I've been dealing with this month. But I just love that no matter what I'm going through or what I'm facing, there is always a smile on my face. And the last practice before Permissions Conference, I cried so bad when we prayed out, because that's another thing too. We pray in and we pray out. There's accountability, like I said, everywhere. I cried, and when I was comfort, I just literally released everything that I was dealing with. I was talking and I was just letting everything go. And what I explained to Essence that night, I was like, there are so many people sometimes, and it's not that it's the people in my life. I don't like to make anybody feel like I can't talk to anybody. You get what I'm saying? Because it's not like that. But I need people to understand that some people really just need you to listen. They don't need you to say, hey, well, I think this is what you should do. No, they really just need you to listen. And it's not just, for you to have an opinion on what they have going on, because we all make choices. We all make choices. But those choices stem from a lack of accountability, a lack of knowledge, a lack of integrity, a lack of just not knowing what is the right decision. And it's not that we make an excuse of having those lacks. It's just that sometimes we don't remind ourselves what is right and what is wrong. And I'm a right from wrong person, so I just don't want to put my weight on somebody else when they're not understanding the capacity of assistance that I need for my emotional and mental support. So I just thank Forward City Church, period. Any chance I'm going to get, I'm going to thank, because I could have been anywhere else doing anything else, just whatever else. But I decide to commit my time to church. I show up on time for church. I give, my tithes. I do everything, because it's just I finally now have a safe place, but a safe place where it's just like I'm allowing the energy in the room, God that is in the room, to really flow within me. I've never been a go with the flow type of girl. I've never been, but this year has really shown me like I'm going with God's flow. I'm going with God's path. God is taking me down his road, and that is the only road I want to go. You hear me? So I just want to thank Forward City Church again, and surprise, surprise, I am partnering officially today. Like, it's gonna be so crazy because they usually be like, if you feel like Forward City Church is for you, and I know y'all will probably think like, this girl done danced twice, this girl done been there every weekend, this girl done did photo shoots. I'm not even a part of the church, and it's because for me, I have to get to know like my surroundings. I like to, just see how things are. And that's honestly why I haven't got baptized yet, because I want for myself to do more research. I want for myself to learn more about the process and what's happening. That's just a me thing. That's just who I am. So I can't wait to officially partner today. I'm going to be so excited when they be like, and for anybody that wants to partner and be like this, I hope they don't put me on the spot like, Cassie, you've been doing all of this and you ain't been partnered. Yeah. I'm excited though. But now let's get into the real deal. And we're going to talk about denouncements. And I got my phone here because I don't want to reference nothing wrong. When it comes down to all of these posts and whatever it has been. But I really just want to talk about denouncements. First and foremost, I feel like anybody that's a part of organizations, Greek letter organizations, however you please to discuss it, you are entitled to your own opinions, beliefs, decisions, you name it. You are entitled to all of it. Every single last thing, you are entitled to it, especially if it's yourself. I also want to say that, and this is for anybody, when you make the decision to put anything on social media, you also need to understand that you are opening a space for other people to have room to speak on with your decisions, room to discuss, how they feel that they need to discuss your decisions, and for you to be publicly either, encouraged or humiliated. I feel like everybody needs to understand that. It's just not the people with organizations, but everybody needs to understand that once social media is involved, there's no, you can't say this. It's just like beef with people. You can't say how somebody can have beef with you or feel like somebody can have beef with you. It's just social media, period. You open the door for a lot of things in your life when you post it on social media. So the last couple of, I'm not only going to say weeks because this ain't just been the only last couple of weeks. The last couple of months, well, I'm going to say years, because I've known a couple of people in the last couple of years that have denounced. They just didn't post it on social media. I'm going to speak from my point of view when I speak on this, because and I have to put emphasis on this, because I don't need anybody to say, well, I just felt like no, this is my personal me. This is me speaking, especially for somebody that has been getting even more connected with God. So I don't necessarily agree with the social media thing. Mind you, like I said, I've been in contact with people that have been denouncing left and right, but I still treat them like great friends. I still treat them like who they are, who they've been in my life. I still treat them just how they are. But again, like I said, I just don't agree with the social media thing. And the reason why I don't is because the can of worms that open when you post it on social media, because you can say something the wrong way, you can say something offensive, you could start just doing certain things. And I get it. Some of you all feel like, oh, well, I openly promoted that I got my letters, so I also want to, basically show that I'm also choosing God openly. which is understandable. We got that part. But the one thing that I mainly, strongly, heavily disagree with is don't make me feel like, you know, what the decision that you're making, I need to make that decision because you made it. I am not a part of any demonized secret organization, society organization, and I'm really getting tired of seeing that. That's the one thing I'm getting tired of. I do not worship nobody but God. I am a part of multiple national organizations, multiple. Let me also put emphasis on being financially active. Let me also put emphasis on still serving, and not through my organizations, but my own time. Like, I just don't feel as if the way some of you are addressing, you know, denounce. If you feel like, you know, certain things were requiring you to do things, denounce. Do that for yourself. But don't make other people that are a part of organizations feel like the other people, we are about to just go down the same road as you have made that decision. That's not me. And that won't be me. I won't renounce, denounce, henounce, none of that when it comes down to any of my organizations, because before my organizations, you know what letters I had? CASSIE. I didn't feel like all I needed to give my time to was to Alpha Kappa Alpha when I was in school, because I didn't. The day after I came out, I had to worry about business week because I was about my business and my academics when I went to school. When I became a part of Tau Beta Sigma, I was already locked in on band. Served on band because I was already in a co-captain position. When I became a part of KKI, Crimson Corps Incorporated. Sorry. Like, it wasn't only about being around the noobs. It was about serving. It was about, like, you know, sisterhood. So for me, it's just like when I see these posts on like Facebook and I see like certain things, like you all list these scriptures, you all list these words, y'all list them. But my thing is, make sure that your everyday life reflects everything that you are promoting when you promote these denouncements. Like, and that's just, and I don't want to hear, well, this doesn't have anything to do with, no, it has everything to do with it. That's the part of accountability. Like, you have to sit here and really dissect. Some of you all really have to sit here and dissect some of the things that you all are posting when you make your denouncements. I call them denouncements because it's an announcement and it's a denouncing. That's what I call them. And don't make other people feel bad for the decision that you made. And I feel like that's where a lot of us lose the lack of why a lot of African Americans, a part of our generation, don't go to church, because it's a place of judge. Like, it's literally like a place of people that are just openly and willingly judging people just because other people don't go to church. Let people, and I'm not gonna hold you, that's why I really wasn't on no type of time to come into church, because I'm like, all I see are people just judging people. But I can't go and worry about what anybody else is doing, because I need to be worried about what I'm doing in my relationship with God. And that comes off to another thing. My personal relationship, the things that I'm going through in my life right now that I am giving to God and openly like sharing with God, is my personal relationship. My personal relationship. I can sit over here and just like how y'all feel, the way y'all promote y'all organization, y'all want to promote y'all denouncements. That's how I feel about God. That's why I promote me always praising and worshiping in church. That's why I post, you know, everything. But I post it in a positive light, because I don't want anybody else to feel like, okay, I'm going to church, so you need to go to church. I'm dancing in church, so you need to dance in church. I'm doing this in church, so you need to do this in church. No, I have my personal relationship, but I also have the relationship that I don't mind everybody else seeing and how happy it makes me. Okay. Now, just because I addressed, you know, how I don't agree, in my opinion, with the denouncements and how you all are trying to demonize and make it seem like some of us are a part of secret societies, etc. I also want to address the other side of people. And I'm going to start with the people that are, you know, a part of Greek letter organizations. And people that are not GDIs. You all are open to your opinions as well too. But just like how I addressed the beef thing, please be mindful that the way that you comment or address certain things, people are also allowed to comment on the things that you have been through in your life as well. And I know it's just like, oh, well, they should have never posted it on social media and blah, 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 blah. I get that. We're grown. I get that. But be mindful of the things that you say, because it's a lot of people that done shared some things. And I'm looking like some of y'all, and it is no disrespect to throw anything in y'all face, some of y'all done lost people in y'all lives. Some of y'all done been through some hectic things in y'all personal relationships in y'all lives. Some of y'all done dealt with a lot of things. And it's just like, I don't want to see at all nobody sit here and say, why you bringing this up when you've commented or been disrespectful, when it comes down to you having something to say regarding, you know, what the denouncement is. Granted, yes, it's social media, just like we have a lot of say so and comment a lot of times on celebrities' lives. It's the same thing. I get it. But just be mindful, because celebrities don't know us personally. These people that make denouncements, they know some of your past stories personally, and if they wanted to, they can throw them out. Like, they can. And I mean, a lot of things can be said. I'm not gonna hold you. When I seen people from band kind of posting this, I was like, this is kind of giving that it's about to turn into Band Hurt 2017 all over again. 2017, 2018. Like, that's what it really gave that. I'm not gonna hold you. It really gave that, because I was just waiting for that one person to just start airing people out, and I was just gonna be looking, because that's what I felt was going to happen, because of how big circumstances of the situation was going. You know what I mean? But again, I'm not a person that agree with denouncements, so I can't really say what's right and what's wrong. When it comes down to opinions, all I can say is how I feel. So this is just how I feel. And I remember seeing one post from, and this is, I'm still on the touch of people that are part of like Greek letter organizations. Make sure you're also doing stuff for your organization as well. And it's not just, oh, let me just promote that this is my organization, I strove for this organization, etc. I post, like, no. Please, like, make sure you are financially active. Please make sure you are still serving. Please make sure that you don't only come around when it's time for, you know, the membership intake process, because it just seems like some of us also have forgotten the reasons that we've joined these organizations. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people didn't even know that I was an AKA. I don't really, like, I'm not a person that promotes my organizations to the T. To the T. And when I mean to the T, got it in my cover photo, got it this, got it in my bio, got it in that, got it that, posting about it every day. You see a picture, all you see when I go out, you see me strolling. No, I'm not that type of person. I feel like I've been my own type of person before and after my letters. My letters are just accessories to me. Sorry, that's just me. I'm sorry, but Alpha Kappa Alpha is always going to be a part of me. TBS is always going to be a part of me. KKI is always going to be a part of me. Bloop is always going to be a part of me, because, I mean, I don't drink as much, but, you know, sweet is definitely always going to be a part of me. It's just like everything is always going to be a part of me. And I love what I've done. I love all my organizations. I love the relationships, the bonds, the networks, everything that I have been able to just come across when it has come to my organizations. So at all costs, yeah, that's just me. I feel like the people that are a part, please just make sure, and this is just for everybody, not just the people that are part of organizations, please have your stuff together before you're worried about what somebody else has going on. Which also leads me to the people that are not a part of any organizations. The ones that say, this is how I felt, and I don't understand why anybody's getting on anybody. Y'all be mad about, you know, people not joining y'all organizations. But some of y'all didn't even have a GPA. Some of y'all weren't even considered. Some of y'all lacked character that, and I'm just being honest. Like, I really feel like it's always that one person that don't say nothing, but it's always that one person that has a good amount to say, because of the simple fact that we know the truth behind some of you all. And that's why when I seen somebody made a meme, I remember that they were trying to be a part of an organization and didn't even get selected. You have no right to speak on anything regarding anybody when it comes down to an organization. I'm sorry. You just don't. So I just feel like be mindful of how you respond to just certain things, but just to the people in general that are making denouncements, and I'm gonna say this for the 1000th time, don't make other people feel bad for you all's decision. And I think that's really what, like, you know, that's really what has become the biggest issue for me. Like, you've denounced, great, cool. I am wishing nothing but a great spiritual aspect to continue to take over your life. I'm wishing nothing but great covering. I'm wishing nothing but great strength for you, because at the end of the day, your relationship with God is your relationship with God. But I am a lover in Christ. I am a daughter of God. I will not feel or be made to feel that I need to let go of something that I love so dearly just because you are trying to make it seem like it is such a terrible place. Like, I be feeling like some of y'all are a part of cults, the way y'all be coming together and be trying to make other people get rid of the things that they got going on as far as these organizations. I'm so sorry. It's no way y'all sit over here and, okay, I'm denouncing, but okay, y'all need to denounce too, because y'all are serving to God. No, 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 no. If that's what you did, and it's not to say that you didn't have no life, but it is to say, if all your life were your organizations, I'm sorry, that was a you problem. And did anybody even think to sit here and try to, like, have a relationship with God and also still do, like, good things for their organization? Did y'all at least try that? Or did y'all just see something and then automatically say, like, you know, you feel me? I'm just gonna denounce. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna hold you, but 5-6 months and already you ready to just, you know, I'm sorry. It's just, again, it's my opinion. Like, that's just how I feel. That's just how I see it. That's just how I look at it, because again, like, it's weird to me. It's weird. I'm not gonna hold you. It's weird to me. I just don't like people making other people feel like because they made a decision that's the reason the people on the outside, should make a decision. So that's just how I feel about the denouncements, especially the denouncements that I've been coming across these past couple of months. Like, just be mindful of the things that you're saying, because you never know. And I love everybody, like, wholeheartedly. Like, the decisions you make are the decisions you make. I really pray God takes very good care of you. And yeah, and I can't really speak on your experience because I'm not the one experiencing it. So I just know my experience is, I love my AKA. I love my TBS. I love my KKI. I love everything. I love it. I love it. And I will love it till the day I die. That's just it. That's literally just it. Thank you all for tuning in, listening to my spiritual journey. I am about to get ready for church. Just promote God in a positive light, and promote everything in a positive light. Just please, because I just feel like this whole denouncement thing has really turned so negative that, oh Lord, I'm praying for everybody. I'm just praying for everybody. But I thank y'all so much for tuning in today. Again, like, comment, subscribe, do what you need to do. Share if you need to. Y'all probably thought that I was about to come in and do a denouncement. Why y'all keep playing me like what Rock said? Because come on now. Be so for real. Especially when it comes to me. Be so for real. But I love y'all, and I pray that you all have a great week. I pray that you all are strong. I pray that you all are just worthy of a good word today. Buenas noches, bookies.